Hello, dear beautiful friends. I have a quick question for you. Do you organize yourself before you go for the shopping of the day or the week? I mean, by organizing, do you create a list with all of your shoppings? And do you get bags, actually, where you can carry your shopping? Do you take any plastic, bigger or smaller bags? And do you really know how many bags you need? Do you need any at all? Or do you just grab a carton or your hands, and this way you organize your lifting of your groceries? I was just in the shop and I saw two gentlemen who were obviously hard-working people, and they were very well dressed in the range of clothes they could afford. They were modern, they had their nice manly bags in the range they could afford. But funny enough, when they did their shopping and they needed to collect their groceries from the till, they didn't have any bags. Not only that, they wanted to buy the cheapest option, which usually the shop provides, but this time the shop did not have it, and they didn't want to spend the money, and they were wasting everybody else's time. Whoever was there on the queue waiting to hurry and to go to do their next thing for the day. Actually, these two gentlemen were worried about 10 or 15 or 30 cent additional payment for their bag. And I was wondering, if they worry so much about something like that, why they're not prepared? Why people very often go to the shop, especially men, go to the shop to do their grocery shopping, and they don't have any bags with them. No bags whatsoever. And the usual excuse which I can hear in my household is that, oh, I don't need the bag, or I forgot it, or I can take a box from the shop, like, these big carton boxes from the emptied products. Yeah, the carton box for whatever is sold in the shop. But that's not sufficient enough, isn't it? Because sometimes there are no open cartons that you can take. Sometimes they're way too big and very uncomfortable to carry with you from the shop to the car, or if you're walking as well. So thinking about your bags before you go to the shop. And these two gentlemen, they seem like nice lads, hardworking, obviously. You can see that they were not rich, obviously, because they were not planning things. It's really, really interesting. Very often in life, things happened when we really give a bit of thought in what we are doing. If we plan a bit, if we kind of think about things logically, even in the simplest way possible. It is really, really interesting how very simply thinking people can achieve great things only if they apply their just normal thinking. For example, you go to the shop, you take the bag. If you want to buy something good, you would start saving. On any stage of the way, no matter how much you earn, you always keep part of your money saved. So this way you can really reach your goals, you can really do something big for yourself and for your family. So what do you think about it? Do you think it is important to go to the shop and to carry your own bag, or this is really not something important for you? And do you think that this kind of thinking really reflects the way we live our life, the way we behave towards money, the way we really kind of perceive everything else? I like to have my own shopping bags with me all the time. Not that I'm perfect, not that the rest of my life is absolutely brilliant and well thought and organized, but just because it gives me peace of mind, really makes me feel happier. I don't have to worry. I don't think about it. I have this nice material cotton, let's say, bags which are very easy to fold in my handbag, and I have this really thin plastic bags as well in my handbag. I have a good few of them because I like to shop. That's absolutely the truth. And as well, I like to shop when there are deals. I like to buy things which can be used well, things which are really worth buying when they're on a reduced price. I really love reduced prices, and I'm sure most of you are like me, that you really like a good sale, that you really like a reduced price when you are in the shop and you really like to buy something useful. Saying all of this, because of this big love of mine, of course, through my life, it happened that I have been buying things which I'm not using so much. And it was a pure waste of money, no doubt about it. But that's why it's important to kind of have your limits and organize and think beforehand. And even at the time when you see a new reduced price, to think, am I really going to need it? Am I really going to use it? And as well to have a good budget. Once you have a good budget in place, and you can spend only 20 euro, you can spend only 30 euro. And saying all of this, by the way, I really love shopping in a shop where you have these little zapper machines, where you go like a little pistol, for us in Ireland, this is Tesco. And I really love their machine where you can scan the code of the product and machine will come up with the price of the product. So this way you really can monitor your budget. So you go there, you do your weekly shopping or your monthly shopping, and you really know how much you want to spend, and you really go by a budget. I really adore Tesco because of it, and I highly advise everyone to go. But saying all of this, you have to be very much aware. Since I'm in Ireland so many years now, I discovered very interesting trick which the big shops are doing still, funny enough. So what the shops are doing, they do a little, how can I say it? I don't know, should I say it? Quiz? Should I say it a game? Should I say it a challenge? But they really like to find a way and to understand, do you know basic math or not? For example, let's say it like that. You can have an offer, buy 2 items, and they'll have the price of the 2 items on the deal of the week, let's say. And then the price of the 2 items will be higher than the price of 1 item bought twice. So let's say it like that, you go to the shop and you see a special deal. What I always do in these situations is I always check the price for a single item. Let's say the price is if you buy 2 or if you buy 3 and things like that. But you don't have buy 2 and get the third free, but you have buy 2 and there is a fixed price. So what I do in this case is I really go and I do my calculation. I find the price for 1 item, and I see if I multiply that item by 2, would it come to the same price as the offer? And what happened very often was that the shop actually had a higher price on their special offer. So let's say they will give 2 items for $2.50 now on the special offer, and the price for 1 item will be €1. Well, very often the price will be cents, let's say 59 cents or 75 cents or €1 and 79 cents, something which will be really kind of taking effort for people to calculate if they're bad with maths. So they see the offer and then think the offer should be something really nice, but actually at the end it might be not a good deal. But these kind of challenges are there and we should accept them. It's a very smart way, and talks a lot about the way retailers think about the population and the way they think how smart is the population. I'm sure something like that will never happen in Japan or Germany, but it will happen, and it is happening very often in Ireland. So if you live in Ireland or if you're coming to Ireland, please make sure that you really check your deals. You really do your proper research before you do your deals shopping, and then decide, is this really for me or is this not for me? Well, they don't do it for all offers, that's the truth. I can say that by experience, and I love shopping on offer. But at the same time, yeah, do always, when you do shopping on offers, go and check the price for a single item and multiply it by the items they have on the offer, and then see, is the price the same, is it cheaper, or is it more expensive to have it on the offer. So yeah, this is my advice basically for your shopping. But do tell me in your comments, do you organize yourself when you decide to do your shopping? And do you take a bag with you, or you don't? Well, what happened with the two lads was I felt really pity on them, and I could see that they were struggling. So I gave them one of my plastic bags. So they were really happy and grateful, and they went on their way so I could run to do my things. But well, they were very appreciative, no doubt about it. They were saying thank you, and they were smiling kindly and nicely. But yeah, that's what I did. I had a chance to do a good deal, so a deed for today. So I did a good deed. But yeah, but in general, do you like to organize yourself, and do you like that? And as well, if somebody gave you a bag, would you accept it? That is the other challenge as well. Would you really give it to somebody if you see that you have it there? That's a good question to answer to yourself. Have a wonderful day, and I hope more people will do good deeds, and good will appear in their hearts. And as well, being organized is always helpful. So I hope that you have a wonderful day, and see you soon. Bye.